Hi friends, so before we get started, I want to show you what I'm going to be using to make my monochromatic cards. And also, I want to show you another monochromatic Valentine's Day card that I made beforehand. It's very, very easy to make, and I'm just going to show you the steps that I did with this one. Now, the first one I made with my Spellbinders APG die. That's the Becca Feekin die of the month for the month of January 2022. Now, if y'all want to see a tutorial on this one, please let me know in the comment section below, and I will go ahead and do that for you. Now, this is just regular cardstock that I've used from my stash, and to give it that beautiful heart embossing, I used the new Spellbinders embossing folder, and this is from their embossing folders of the month. So, and I'll make sure to leave you with links to everything that you see here in the description area below. Another thing that I used here is this beautiful tag. As you can see, I just love playing with this tag. And that says just for you. And this is from the Spellbinders card kit of the month. You get a whole bunch of sentiment tags. And I also used the paper pad from this month's Spellbinders card kit of the month to make the inside. The bottom mat, the top mat is from my stash. And also, this card base is from the Spellbinders card kit of the month, and it is an A2 size card, which is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This right here is from my stash. This is die cut from here. These I went ahead and die cut 3 pieces. 2 in the white. I glued them back to back with my glue that I found at Spellbinders. Spellbinders does sell the Barely Art glue, and I'll put that link down below as well. And I used the rest of my mirror gold cardstock from the Spellbinders card kit of the month, and Spellbinders also sells these in a pack of 10. And I have found that theirs, in my opinion, is the best mirror gold cardstock that you can find out there. Okay, so yes, I use theirs. This is a plate. I made a plate. I hope that's what the intention of this die was. To me, I saw it as a plate, so I went ahead and made a plate for my coffee cup. And these right here, see this and this? This is actually from one of these. I forget which one specifically I used. But see, one of these, you can use it back here. And the other one, I used it over here. And what I did was, after it was die cut, I just cut it in half. And somehow I positioned it right here. Now this, what you see here, is from a different Spellbinders die. It is from this one right here. And I cannot remember what kit this came from, but I do remember it was from a card making kit from several years ago. I don't remember which year. So what I did was I die cut this and I snipped it in half, and I just positioned it behind these. And of course, flat back pearls from my stash. And what I did was I popped it up for a little bit of dimension. And this is glued, but it looks dimensional because I glued them back to back, and then a little bit off-centered for the third part, which is the mirror cardstock. Okay, so this is what this one looks like. Like I said, just let me know if you want to see a tutorial on this. And basically, this you can make with any one of your dies. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be this one. You can have this monochromatic look with any one of your dies. And of course, we prefer it for it to be your Spellbinders dies. And hey, you can use your past kits and still get the same type of effect. Okay, so that was one card. Now, the other card that we're going to make is also a Valentine's Day card, and it's also going to be in a monochromatic. I've heard several of you say, Sandy, can you make a Valentine's Day card or Valentine's Day projects without using your typical pinks or your typical Valentine's Day colors, like, the reds and the pinks. They just want to see something else. So you spoke and I listened. So that is what brings on this Valentine's Day card process. Once again, I'm using a card from my Spellbinders kit, and I keep pointing over here is because I'm keeping it over here, but this is what the kit looks like. This paper right here is from an old paper collection from DCWV from my stash, and it was very flat. And once again, I used my Spellbinders embossing folder of the month for January 22 to make these beautiful. See how beautiful those heart designs are? Absolutely beautiful. And you get it pretty big. It's a pretty huge embossing folder, larger than the ones that we're accustomed seeing. And I think that the reason why they're doing that is so not only can you do it in the card, but hey, look, just look at how big this is. You can also emboss covers for your mini albums. Hint, hint. So yeah, and for this card, I'm going to be using my Spellbinders Glimmer Kit of the Month for January 2022. And these are the pieces that you get in it. And of course, with your Glimmer hot plates, you also get a die cutting plate. So the color that, because we're doing monochromatic, and this time I'm doing earth colors, the color that I decided to use with my glimmer plates is this one. You can get it at Spellbinders, and this color is called Espresso Bean, and that's the number to it, and I'll go ahead and leave you with that link down below. So I decided to glimmer the one that says you had me at hello. Of course, you can always do the this one right here. I'm laughing because I'm remembering when I first met my husband. See, this is going to be a card for my husband, but he wasn't the one who said hello first. I was. I was like, oh, who's that handsome guy? I want to get to know him. So I digress. So I guess I had him at hello. No, actually, he told me that I spoke too much and he wished I would just keep quiet because I was disturbing him. But you know me, I'm the chatterbox. Okay, if you want to hear about that story, just let me know in the comment section below. So I went ahead and I did my hot foiling. And after my hot foiling was done, I went ahead and just popped this up. And of course, I did put a little bit of washi there because, you don't want it to move. And then I ran it through my Spellbinders. And I have this machine showing. That way, in case you're in the market for a hot foiling machine, I just want you to know that your Spellbinders hot foiling machine does fit on your Spellbinders Platinum 6 if Platinum 6 is on your budget, and it also of course fits in the big one, the big Platinum. But if you just have the Platinum 6, go for it, because it will go through. Okay, so it's actually made to fit the Platinum 6, so kudos to Spellbinders. Alrighty, so anyways, I have this. I also went ahead and die cut some. Oh yeah, and by the way, just so you know, I'm using watercolor paper. Spellbinders does sell watercolor paper, and I will link you to those down below as well. And I'm stuck to some washi over here. So I use watercolor paper for this because I think that, number one, it lasts longer. Okay, and those of you who have received my cards in the past, when I do intricate designs and you've seen me do them in watercolor, you'll be like, oh my gosh, 2 years later and I still have your card and it looks beautiful. So yeah, whenever you can, especially with intricate designs, use watercolor paper. The difference is like night and day between watercolor paper and your cardstock. And in my opinion, even your extra heavy duty cardstock does not compare to watercolor paper when it comes to intricate dies. And of course, you run it through your Spellbinders platinum machines, it's gonna cut like butter. So this is just to show you that the glimmer does go through watercolor paper, okay? And I went ahead and I also used watercolor paper to die cut the leaves. And as you can see, it's the leaves right over here. I die cut the bigger leaves and also the smaller leaves. But as I was kind of like looking at my design and everything, I decided I'm not going to use these leaves. And I also decided that I'm not going to use the flowers, but you can if you want to. I'm going to use flowers, very dimensional flowers for my stash. And over here, what I also die cut was one of these in watercolor paper and another one of these in the regular paper as such. And the Spellbinders die that I used for this one is this one right here. This one came with this, and once again, it's an old die, and I don't remember the stock number, the code to it. So, but I'll link you to some of the Spellbinders filigree dies, and they have some really beautiful dies out there, and if you have one from your stash, you can go ahead and do that. So I'm going to rest my voice now and put on some music, and we're going to put this card together, and I hope that I can inspire you to do something besides your typical pinks, your typical reds for your Valentine's Day card. And I hope that I have been able to answer your question, in using other colors. And hey, whenever in doubt, do monochromatic. And as you can see, when you piece them together, monochromatic does work. Okay? And at the end of the video, I will show you some nice pictures. Enjoy the rest of the video.
I've waited for so long for someone to call my own, counting down the days, wiping the tears away. There's nothing I wouldn't do to meet us.